Welcome back to the channel. This one is going to be on Six Flags Over Georgia. So quick little side note on Six Flags Over Georgia. It has been several years since I've been there, probably about 5, 6 or so before I went this past time. And last time I was there, I did not have a good experience at all. Without going too deep in all of that, basically it was a not good Six Flags day. Customer service was atrocious. Things went wrong in so many ways, and I really didn't want to go back, and I hadn't gone back for a long time, but I figured I'd give the park another chance. It's close by to me, relatively-ish, so I wanted to do a drive down. Went and did my first ever Fright Fest, get more into that down the road, but let's go through the good and bad and my thoughts on the park and the experience. And the good, I'm guessing, will take less time than the bad, because the bad I'm going to go through, not that there was more bad than good. It was a good experience overall, a good trip. I had fun. But the bad, I want to point out what there and what can be done to improve and how to avoid that type of thing. So let's start positive with the good rides. Twisted Cyclone, if you haven't seen that video, I've done it on my first ride experience there. I will leave that link in the description below. But Twisted Cyclone, awesome experience. Love Rocky Mountain construction. Goliath, good ride. Batman the ride, I know it's a clone, but it's a fun clone. I like inverted coasters. Nighttime rides, really good. Was upset I didn't get to do a night ride on Twisted Cyclone, but definitely will be doing that in the future. So good experiences with night rides. That's almost any park now. Last time I was there, I had bad employee experience. Now, I had several good employee experiences, not me personally because I didn't have anything go wrong, but I was paying attention and watching. I was seeing what was going on, how they were handling things that went a little wrong, and I wanted to be able to film inside the haunted houses. Turns out I couldn't. Went through. People were very friendly, very nice about, hey, this is why you can't. So it was a good experience there. And what I saw, there's an area when you're entering into the park. We'll go more into this in the bad and what can be done to improve. But there's a section of where you can almost kind of cut in front when you're trying to make your way into the entrances. You can see right here. This was handled very well by one of the security people, was paying attention, making sure people weren't just going to go to the bathroom and then try to sneak in and cut a bunch of the lines. Did really good job monitoring that. There's ways that this can be improved, in my opinion, which, like I said, we'll get into in the bad, but very good experience, and was polite, but was also like, hey, no, get to the back of the line. So that was good. And then I want to shout out this guy. Great character actor, very fun interacting not only with this image and with me while I was filming, but fun with the kids, fun with the families who are a little scared to come up, where you got one kid super excited to see and the parents want to be like, hey, get a picture. This guy was great. I saw several times as I was walking throughout the park. So shout out to this guy. Fog in parts of the park, very good. Gotta love Halloween event. There's going to be a little bad with this too, but we'll get to that again later. But the fogs in parts of the park, Halloween and fog just go together, especially at a theme park. So I love that they had this in specific sets. And one of them was the best fogged out I've seen probably at any park. Now I've done Halloween events at Universal, at Cedar Point, kind of did a Halloween event at Dollywood. We're going to be doing a full Halloween event for that next week. So I'll make sure to bring that content to you. So fog in parks, awesome. And this was the best fogged out I've seen of any section. Short lines to start the day. Now this is critical. You need to make sure you get to the park early. I'll be doing a whole video on tips and tricks down in the future, but you've got to get there early. And short lines Goliath was walk on during the early part of the day and then was insanely busy later on in the night. And a good entrance Halloween event at the park entrance, how it's themed, and you can walk in. You've got scare actors after 7 o'clock. You have them there interacting well, not over the top scary for freaking kids out, but enough to give you a little bit of fear when you're coming around that corner, interacting well, nice theming, nice entrance, and it sets a good tone for entering the park. Now, for the bad. And here's nothing you can do. Long lines at the night. There's nothing really you can do. It's the later the night gets on. It's a Halloween event. It's going to be crowded. I mean, you can buy a flash pass if that's what you want to do to get around lines, but Lines towards the end of the night for the Halloween event are going to be busy. There's really not much you can do, but it still goes classified in the bad category because waiting in line for that long is really not great. Now, not enough fog in enough spots. Now, as I said earlier in the good, one of the best fog out sections I've ever seen right when you're walking through this tunnel. It was amazing, but not enough fog throughout the park. There were plenty of areas that lent itself to fogging out, to making it a scare zone, which is another part of it. Not enough scare zones. Make the park more fogged out so you have that extra element in more spots throughout the area, not just the one section here, then you walk for 10 minutes and then you get to another section with some fog, and just using more of that element and creating more scare zones. Speaking of scare zones, not enough scare actors in the scare zones. Here's my negative that I had. I said best fog out section I've ever seen. I walked through it twice. One time I didn't see any scare actors. Okay, you can't really see that well, but I didn't even hear someone jumping out, screaming, see any of that experience using lights. And one time I only saw one, and he was talking to a security officer person, and that was it. So to only have one person out of the 2 times that I saw walking through that area back and forth, and only one scare zone. Now, maybe this isn't Six Flags Over Georgia's fault because we all know the employment issues with going on, so maybe that's the issue. But overall, I had a good, fun experience. Wasn't sure what to expect. As I said earlier, I did not have the best of experiences last time I was there and was kind of worried to go back, but figured I would do it for the channel, do it for getting some theme park experience, and also to get on new Rocky Mountain construction ride. Like I said, that video is in the description. So had a great experience on that ride, had a good experience at the theme park. Now there's some more information that you need to know, what you need to know before you go to Six Flags Over Georgia for Fright Fest, what I didn't realize when I got there, plus some tips and tricks on how to best navigate to get your best park experience. That video will be coming in the next day or so, maybe even before that. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.